What's up, kid family? So on this video I'm going to be taking the dashboard apart because we've had an issue with this car for some time, and that issue is our fuel gauge. Sometimes that gauge inverts. We're going to have to fix it because it looks terrible and you don't know how much gas you have. I typically find myself pushing the cluster in order for it to revert back to normal. So a lot of people have this problem and we're going to attempt to fix it, see exactly what's going on. I have taken this part apart last year, and then after I put it back together without finessing anything, it worked good for about 3 weeks and then it went back to normal. So we're gonna try to attempt to fix it, find the problem, fix the problem, and yeah, enjoy. If you guys are interested in how to take this dashboard apart, I am going to include a link to my last video where I go in depth on where the screws are, what you need to pull, how you need to pull it. So check that video out if you want to remove this dashboard. But on this video we're going to do time lapse. We're just going to remove it, and then I'll get back to you guys once we have everything removed, and we'll take a closer look at the gauge cluster. Okay, as you guys can see right now, the gauge is inverted, right? And you see when I touch it, it just reverted back to normal. That's the problem when you're driving. So you see right there? Okay, at this point we have disassembled pretty much the majority of this cluster. Here you can see this is the fuel gauge that gives us the problems. These are all the connections right over here. As you guys can see, there's nothing holding this LCD except for these little pins here, and that's a lot of pins here, but they all seem tight and intact. So I don't know if this is what people are resoldering. I can't get it to invert now. I pull on it, I push on it. Up, just the last bar moves a little bit. Oh, I think it just inverted. So this is what happens when some of the connections are loose. As you can see, it's completely different. I've never had it like this before. Interesting. So we're going to attempt to unsolder all of these pins and see what happens. Either at this point I'm going to ruin this whole cluster or I'll make it work, but knowing my luck, I'm ruining this. So this is what happens when some of the connections are loose. As you can see, it's completely different. I've never had it like this before. Alright, everything looks normal again, and what we did, I'll show you real quick. We just put the solder gun right here to these pins and we moved them all one way. We pushed them all one way, so you can see there's holes in the circuit board, but that means when we push them all one way and they had a good connection, so everything looks like it's well connected. So these little pinholes right here, I'm just gonna fill right now with some solder gun and some metal or whatever you want to call it, and that might be it, guys. That might be the good connection we were looking for, because I'm moving it around right now and everything is good. I tried to remove this whole thing by soldering these and pushing them out, but unless you have a tool that can warm all of these up at one time and push them out, you won't be able to do that. It just they they freeze up on you again and you won't be able to remove it. But so far I am very pleased. Everything seems to be working. So let's solder up the remainder of these pinholes and we'll be good to go, it looks like. Alright, so aside from a few spots that molded together, like right over here and right over here, we got everything looking good. I'm gonna put it on the car right now and see if me molding all of these here and here together makes a difference. If so, we're gonna have to take these apart and try to mold them one by one again. But if it doesn't cause a problem, then we are good to go. We got it back on the car and this is the screen, so it is completely inverted and I can't even get it back to non-inverted normal state. So I'm pretty sure the reason for that is because of the mold right here. And as you can see how we got multiple pieces molded together here and right over here. We're gonna have to clean that up and then that should probably fix this issue. Alright guys, everything looks great so far. When those pins were touching, as you saw, it was reversed, but I cleaned that up since then. And looks good. Press on it. And so far, everything seems good. So that is the fix, guys. If you have an 8th gen Civic and if you are having this problem, this is what you need to do. If you enjoyed this video, if you found this video informative whatsoever, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content. And yeah, man, we cut ourselves, we burned ourselves on the soldering machine, but that's just how it is sometimes. So show some love, subscribe.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world is pretty cold. You might need a sweater too. I'ma put a ride on ya. Kid from California, trying to make it in life. In school they never taught ya.